Hey, what's going on, guys? So in this video, we're going to talk about something a little more personal than we usually do. And I've made a few of these types of videos, and they seem to really help people out. And I think that they help people out because of a lot of us programmers or developers or web designers, we all struggle with many of the same things, many of the same issues. And I think one of those things is self-doubt or self-esteem, self-confidence, whatever you want to call it. I think just about all of us experience this at one point or another, some more than others. Now, I know that many of you think to yourself, should I even be doing this? Am I supposed to be a programmer? Am I a fraud? Am I smart enough? Well, many look at me as a successful programmer or just a successful person in general, at least going by some of the comments and interacting with you guys and, stuff like that. But I want to go through just some facts about myself so that you can see that some of these things that you may look at as reasons why you shouldn't be in this field or you don't deserve to be in this field are absolute garbage. All right, so the first thing, I didn't start programming until I was in my mid to late 20s. I'm 36 now, and there's a common misconception that in order to be a really great programmer, you have to start when you were really young. So, people picture this boy genius that wrote an amazing program when he was 10. That's just garbage. It's not true in the slightest. You can start programming when you're, 40, 50, 60 years old. It doesn't matter. If it's something that you're really interested in and you have a passion for, there's no age limit to get started. All right. Also, I didn't grow up as, I guess, what we'd call a nerd, back in high school, or hang out with nerds. And please don't take that as a derogatory term. I now consider myself a nerd, actually, and I'm pretty proud of it. Someone that loves technology and programming and has a strong passion for it. Things that, the cool kids wouldn't particularly like. So don't take that in the wrong way. Now, it wasn't always like that when I was younger. When I was a teenager and a young adult, I got into a lot of trouble. I hung out with the wrong types of people, and I got into drugs and alcohol. And I had a big problem with opiates for years, actually. So this consumed my life as a teenager and as a young adult. Okay, I'm not going to go into any more specifics than that about what I used or anything like that, because I'm not going to, I've already said enough to invite some trolls. So just know up until I was about 25, I struggled a lot in life. Okay, also financially. So I also didn't get a high school diploma. I got a GED. And the reason I didn't get a high school diploma is because I was actually expelled from high school. I did end up taking some courses in a community college, but I didn't graduate. All right, so as far as formal education goes, I have absolutely none. I shouldn't say none. I did take some community college courses, but I learned absolutely nothing in those courses. All right, so I also struggle with depression and anxiety, and a lot of you guys know that have been following me for a while. I've mentioned it. Social anxiety, generalized anxiety, I've dealt with for pretty much my whole life. All right, so what I want you guys to do is look at this list of traits and ask yourself if you would think that this person would become a successful programmer or a successful anything for that matter. So the whole point to all of this is to show you that, what I personally overcome, and if I can do it, and I know this for a fact that if I can do it, anyone can do it. And as corny as that sounds, doesn't make it any less true. All right, so many of you may feel like you don't fit in. So if you were to go work at a company with other programmers, you would feel like you don't belong there or you're not as smart as them. And the reason that I know that is because that's exactly how I feel. All right, even just looks alone. I'm covered in tattoos. I like to power lift, so I'm very bulky. I have a thick Boston accent, which I often try to hide when I do these videos. Just not your typical programmer, what you would think a programmer would look and sound like and act like. But that's the thing. Maybe back in the 80s, all the programmers were geeky geniuses that never had a girlfriend, but that's not the case anymore. So if you feel like you look different from other people, don't worry about that. Walk in, show them you know your shit, and your physical appearance means nothing. All right, you also don't need to be some kind of genius with some crazy IQ. If you study hard enough, almost anyone can do this, okay? You just need to have the passion for it. You need to be interested in it. And one misconception is that you need to be great at math. And honestly, I suck at math. I have problems helping my 10-year-old daughter sometimes with her homework, which part of it I blame on Common Core, but I just don't get me started on Common Core. But unless you're doing, complex algorithms or working with low-level languages and CPU calculations, stuff like that, all you really need to know is basic arithmetic, algebra, maybe some fractions, things like that. All right, so some of you may have seen one of my videos I did a while ago talking about imposter syndrome, which is very interesting. It's basically when, in your field you feel kind of like a fraud, like you don't really belong there. You feel like you're different from everyone else is smarter. And I think this is really common in the world of technology because one, there's just so many different things to learn, and another because it's just changing so rapidly. So it's impossible for us to grasp everything. So sometimes we may feel like, we should know everything, but in reality, it's impossible. All right. I feel like myself, I feel like this myself sometimes. And I've said this before, technology is also filled with people that love to prove others wrong. All right, now I'm going to get a little therapeutic here, but I think that the reason for that is because these guys or girls, they have, a lot of self-doubt inside, and they feel like if they can examine someone's code for errors or something that's not perfect, and then they can rub it in the person's face, it helps them feel better about themselves and helps them feel smarter. So on the surface, they might seem like they're being cocky and like a know-it-all, but inside they're really feeling like they're not as smart as they should be, so they need a way for people to think that they're smarter. All right, and I know that's really getting into, the self-help territory, but I think it's something that, isn't talked about enough or really isn't talked about at all in this field. All right, and then I see this on, on my channel. I get comments on my videos all the time, people pointing stupid little things out that really don't matter, but it makes them feel better, and that's fine. As long as they're not dicks about it, I'll just thank them for pointing it out. But anyway, just know that a lot of us feel like, like we're not good enough at some point or another, so it's not just you. And if you're someone that never thinks that, never feels this way and always thinks you're right and always thinks that, you'll know the answer to everything, then I don't know. I don't really have much in common with you anyway, so we probably shouldn't even be watching this. All right, so education. Now, when I talk about education here, I'm not speaking at the level of getting jobs or positions, what companies are looking for, or anything like that. All right, what I'm talking about is what you need to become a great programmer. So the whole job thing, that's another video, but if you can turn yourself into the best programmer or developer you can be, employers will see that even without a degree. Okay, I guarantee it. I get job offers daily and I turn them down because I love what I do, but I have no degree. I found other ways to show what I can do. Even just starting a YouTube channel is one of the many things that you can do aside from just getting a college degree. Now, getting a computer science degree is great to have. It's a great accomplishment, and those of you with them, I don't want to take anything away from you. That's something that's really great and you should be proud of. But in my honest opinion, you can learn more on your own, targeting what you want to learn and what's best for you, rather than following some curriculum that thousands of other people follow like sheep. All right, most of it being older technology anyway. Now, I really don't want to steer people away from college and traditional education. I'm just sharing my own experience and my point of view, so please remember that. Also, keep in mind that I've never gone to an Ivy League school or anything like that. I went to community college. That's my experience with college, and it was just crap. I learned nothing. Okay, nothing that I teach you guys on this channel or in my courses I learned from college. It's all self-taught. All right, now boot camps I think are great. I've never gone to one, but I've done a significant amount of research on them. I think they're great. I even have a couple boot camps that sponsor me. I wouldn't take sponsors if I didn't believe in them, but they're not needed. If you ask me what's needed or what helped me, it's basically three things: passion being the most important, time, and an internet connection, which has all of the resources that you need to learn pretty much anything that you want to learn, maybe a book here and there. but documentation, blog posts, tutorials, online courses, these are all things that helped me learn everything that I know. And I realize everyone's different. College may be a better choice for someone else. I'm just giving you my opinion, my experience. All right, so passion. Now, passion is something you hear me talk about a lot in these self-help type videos because it's needed. It's needed in any field you're in. If you go to work every day and you're constantly looking at the clock, complaining about time dragging, then you're never going to get higher in your career or in your life. And I remember having jobs like this, when I was younger, when I would work in like a machine shop or for a moving company, mostly labor type jobs, just looking at that clock, waiting for, 3 o'clock to come. And now I do what I love and the time just flies by. All right, so you should wake up excited every day to learn something or to write a new piece of code. Now that may be taking it to the extreme. That's not a necessity to be successful. I'm not saying you have to just wake up and start writing code, but what I like to do is wake up around 5 a.m. and come down and read some blog posts or watch some videos from other channels or whatever it may be. Look at documentation to figure out what video I'm going to do next, things like that. I enjoy waking up, having my coffee, and just doing something to do with programming. So you should also feel accomplished in anything that you build, even if it's just, following with one of my tutorials. You learn something, you put something together, and that should give you a sense of accomplishment. Now, if you hate learning, then I'm sorry to say you're in the wrong profession. I actually saw a comment on a YouTube video recently. I think it was Engineered Truth's channel, and it said, "Who the hell wants to go to work every day and have to learn?" So that comment just baffled me because it was a programming based video, and I replied and I just told the guy that you're in the wrong profession if that's how you feel. Developers have to constantly learn daily. Things are rapidly evolving. Nothing is stagnant in software development. New versions are released constantly with new syntax to learn, new frameworks, languages. Everything is changing. Okay, I know there's very few people watching this that do not like to learn. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. You also wouldn't be here if you had no passion. So people that don't really care for this stuff and don't have passion for technology or programming don't watch Traversy Media or Chris Hawkes or Dev Tips or The New Boston or any of those channels. They watch, Jake Paul or PewDiePie or something like that. And it's sad that they have so many more subscribers than our channels do, educational type channels, but that's just the state of the world today. So anyway, burning out is a serious thing in programming. When you feel like you're starting to lose that passion, and this happens to all of us, when you're looking at if statements and loops all day and you keep getting stuck, it can really get to you and make you want to smash your monitor in half. Now, this will always happen once in a while. Coding is just frustrating, but if you find it happening daily and you're not excited anymore, as you used to be, and you're just not into it, then take a break, relax your mind for a bit. I wouldn't suggest making it too long, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks at the most, and just watch TV for don't watch TV for just 2 weeks. If you can, go on some kind of vacation. I know that's not feasible for a lot of us, but if not, then, go outside, go to a park, play with your kids if you have kids. And then once you come back, change things up a little bit. If you've been working with JavaScript for years, take a look at Python or Rails or something. Another thing you can do is be around other people with passion. So things like meetups, hackathons, conferences. These things can help bring you back into that zone and bring back that passion that you feel like you lost. All right, so that's going to be it for now, guys. I hope this helps some of you in one way or another. And please realize when I talk about myself, I do it because I honestly feel like if I can get to where I am today, then anyone could. It's not from a narcissistic point of view or anything. If you notice, most of the stuff I say about myself is bad. But I am proud of where I came from. And anyone that you could talk to that grew up with me would tell you the same thing, even my own mother. So people can completely turn around their lives and become anything they want. So don't doubt yourself in any way. If you do get into a slump, pick yourself back up, because if you don't, you're going to move on from programming to something else that you don't really love, and you're going to miss out on a career that you could have been very happy with, made a lot of money with, and felt really accomplished with. So that's it, guys. Sorry if this was a little too self-helpy. But feel free to follow me on social media and join the Discord chat server. And that's it. Thanks. I will see you next time. Hey guys, if you've been watching my videos for a while and you really like what I do and I've helped you out a lot, consider becoming a patron. Even for $1 per month, it pushes me to keep bringing you guys the best content I possibly can. There's reward tiers for discounts, free Udemy courses, personal support, and more. So check out the Patreon link in the description below for more info.